Hey, what's going on, gentlemen? Guess what time it is? Scent of the daytime. So I normally say new scent or new day, new scent. Today, a little twist on that. What did I wear today? So Miller Harris Feuilles de Tabac. Again, I'm butchering that. This is the vintage version. So why this one? Because I wore the newer version yesterday. So I thought it would be a good time to look at the vintage versus the newer and kind of dig into him. So he was launched in 2000, right? Same as the other, but he's one of the early batch releases. So what image do I get? This is pretty similar to the other. They have a lot of similarities. This one smells like a golden pouch of honeyed kind of tobacco leaves wrapping a fine cigar. It's also cut with kind of a freshness of a soapy pine and sage. I didn't get soapy on the other, but I definitely get it more here in that idea, right, in that vibe. This projects an image of someone who is outgoing, well-dressed, casually curious, right, and culturally curious. Just kind of an all-around, inquisitive type guy, the kind of man who spends his time kind of afternoons in a sidewalk cafe with a book and a coffee, right? Kind of what I get. So the two vibes are very similar. There's a lot of similarities between the two. Let's talk performance. So like the other, I do get 10 plus hours on my skin. This one opens with a bit of a smoother mix than the other. So this one is a smoother mix of pine and cloves, which gives it more of a cleaner, soapy tobacco vibe than the newer release. So I don't get the off-putting medicinal steel that I get in the other in this one. This goes about arm's length for about 20, 30 minutes-ish. So the other one, I said my wife smelled it, but I couldn't. So I didn't test that one, but assuming that's the same. So let's talk about heart. So once we get beyond that initial opening of, say, 30 minutes or so, it morphs into kind of a slightly sweet and slightly sweet, soapy, woody tobacco. But it's a bit more spicy than the newer version. I get a little bit more spices in this one than I got in that. That goes for about 8 hours, and it slowly goes from that arm's length down to intimate. So lasts a good long time, right? And the scent is there, it's present. So that is good. So in the base, beyond those 8-ish hours or so, you're in the base, right? The final dry down. And it settles into a slightly sweet and creamy, earthy wood and tobacco scent. I didn't get the creamy on the newer version, but I do on this one. So kind of like an underlying sandalwood type feel, but just way in the background. So let's talk about notes. What do I get out of this guy? Pine, tobacco, sage, spicy notes, patchouli, tonka, pimento, which I didn't get in the last. I didn't get the pimento or the bergamot in the newer, but I get the pimento in this, that extra spicy, but I still do not get the bergamot. So although wood is not listed, I definitely get wood in this. I get wood scent. I get a little bit of creamy wood scent. I do have that in here, even though it's not listed as a note. What can I compare this to? Obviously, the newer version, same fragrance, right? They're probably about 90-95% similar. So good to know that they've kind of kept the performance, they've kept the scent for the most part. Compliments on this one, yes, I've received a few over the years. What do I wear this in? Upscale, casual to formal. So today, in a sports coat, I had some face-to-face meetings today. So good scent for that situation. Where can I wear this? So as we said, face-to-face meetings works really well there, or an office meeting, right, in the office. Intimate dates, bookstores, coffee shops, upscale upscale cocktail bars, and even formal events, because I can see this as a formal. Anything from, the upscale casual to a tux, no problem. Where would I not wear this? High heat in the gym. Two places I would not wear this. Doesn't fit as a clean, fresh gym scent. The high heat might make it radiate a little too much, especially in the earlier phases. So, who's the audience? Like the other one, this is very much masculine and it leans more mature to my nose. So bottom line, if you're looking for a great tobacco fragrance that's slightly spicier than the newer version, this is one to look for. So give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Tell me, gentlemen, Do you own the vintage version? How does that compare to the newer version to your nose? Do you get similar? Do you get different? So even though this is newer, I've had this in my collection for probably 9 years, something like that. So I don't know if it's actually the newest. So I'd be curious to know from the vintage to a newer version, what do you get? Leave me a comment below, let me know. Please remember to like and subscribe for future content. Until next time, take care, guys.